Go and give a special shout out to Supervisor Scott Wiener and everyone who worked so hard to pass paid family leave. Don't you think it's time that we brought the rest of America up to speed? Let's make paid family leave, earned sick days, and affordable child care a reality for all Americans, no matter where they live. I'm going to be talking in these remaining 26 days about how we can make a difference in the lives of Americans, because I know there are a lot of people out there that are discouraged, frustrated, even angry. I get that. They feel like the economy has left them out, that the government doesn't care about them, that the political system works only for those at top who are powerful. And we've got to prove by what we do and the results we get that our economy and our government works for everyone, not just those at the top. Now, I believe we can make that case, and more than that, I believe I can govern that way. My opponent has a different approach. His campaign is promising more scorched earth attacks. Now, that's up to him. He can run his campaign however he chooses. And frankly, I don't care if he goes after me. I signed on for this. But I will defend and stand up for every other person or every other group that contains Trump brag about how he mistreats women, and the disturbing stories just keep coming. But it's more than just the way he degrades women, as horrible as that is. He has attacked immigrants, African Americans, Latinos, people with disabilities, POWs, Muslims, and our military, which he's called a disaster. There's hardly any part of America that he has not targeted. Now, it makes you want to turn off the news. It makes you want to unplug the internet, or just look at cat gifs. In the last few weeks, I've watched a lot of cats do a lot of weird and interesting things. But we have a job to do, and it'll be good for people and for cats. We got a job to do. It is not just who wins this election. It's actually bigger than that. We need to demonstrate that we have a hopeful, positive, unifying vision for our country in the face of all this ugliness and divisiveness. And we need to send a message to every little girl and boy here in America who is watching this election that the right way to treat people is with love and kindness and respect. And it is never okay to be hateful or degrading or bullying toward anyone. I have heard a lot of stories of kids who watch my opponent and get scared, who ask their parents or ask their teachers, what's going to happen? I got a letter from a mom who adopted her 10-year-old son, Felix, from Ethiopia when he was just a toddler. Our country is his country. It's the only country he knows. And after watching Donald Trump, he asked his mother, if Donald Trump wins, will he send me back to Ethiopia? I've met a lot of immigrant families, documented and undocumented, who wonder how far Trump would go in marginalizing them and even deporting 11 million people with a deportation force going door to door around America. This is not who we are. We need to keep it very clear that our campaign, as it has been from the start, is about helping people and working together. That's why you're involved. That's why I need you to stay involved for the last 26 days. And why I also ask you to put yourself in the shoes of someone who is also worried, but for a different reason. Worried that they're being left out and left behind. Worried that they're burdened by student debt, that they can't afford the prescription drugs that they need, that they're being made redundant, that the job that they had no longer exists, that there isn't a place for them because of their religion or their race or their nation of origin or their gender. They're feeling left out, but worse than that, feeling somehow targeted by the meanness that has been let loose. So yes, we've got work to do. It starts with building an economy that works for everyone, not just those at the top. It includes providing steady and strong leadership in the world and keeping us safe at home. And it has to be part of my job with your help to stand up against the hatred, to make it clear that America belongs to all of us, that in this country we believe in freedom and justice, equality, and it is part of the ongoing American challenge to keep moving toward a more perfect union. This election, as much as any other that I can remember, will set the course of our nation's future. You know, I've thought a lot about running against somebody with the attitudes of Donald Trump. I said last June he was unqualified and unfit to be president and commander-in-chief. And I believe every day that goes by, he proves that himself. Now, what I do believe, too, is that with every prior Republican nominee or Republican president, I had my differences on policies or principles, but I did not question their fitness. Donald Trump is different. It's one of the reasons why so many Republicans are supporting me, who have said that they just cannot vote for Donald Trump. Because they, like me, despite our political or partisan differences, all believe that America is great because America is good, and that we've got to nurture and cherish that fundamental belief. So I'm going to keep talking about what we can do to not only solve problems, but create a country of respect, to focus on the solutions that I know are out there that we can achieve together. When you prepare for debates against someone who you have no idea what he will say, you have to really think about nearly everything. And for me, that's been digging deep, thinking about everything that I believe we can do to make the economy work for everybody. You know, we need more good jobs with rising incomes. And we need to do what we can to build and repair our infrastructure, our roads, our bridges, our tunnels, our ports, our airports, our water systems. We also need to build a modern electric grid that can take and distribute clean, renewable energy across America. And we need finally to connect every home to the internet with broadband affordable access, which right now does not exist in America. That may be impossible for people living here to understand. But we have 5 million homes with children that are on the wrong side of the digital divide. When we talk about being competitive in the future, how are we going to be competitive and really mean it so that every single child has the chance to go as far as his or her talent and hard work will take them if we can't even get them connected? And if their towns and communities aren't connected to the digital economy. So we've got exciting work to do, and I want all of you to be partners of mine in making sure we get that work done. And as we grow the economy with advanced manufacturing, clean renewable energy, a lot of innovation and technology that will keep moving us forward, we've got to remember small businesses will be the creators of 2/3 of all jobs. And I take this personally because my father was a small businessman. So I want to do everything I can to be the best president for small business we've ever had. If you've got an idea, if you're willing to take the risk, you should get access to the credit. You should be able to streamline your path forward. But we've got to make the economy fairer. That means we must raise the national minimum wage so no one who works full-time is left in poverty. And I would like to encourage more businesses to share profits with all their employees so that people feel they have a stake, not just in their job, but in the future of the enterprise for which they work. And of course, it is long past time to guarantee equal pay for women's work. Every time I talk about equal pay or paid family leave or affordable child care, earned sick days, you know I get attacked by my opponent and his supporters. They accuse me of playing the woman card. And you know what I say to that? If standing up for equal pay and everything else that will make us have a fairer economy is playing the woman card, then deal me in. Now in the last weeks we've seen the whole foundation of Trump's campaign crumble. His only argument was what a success he had been in business. Now we knew, as his own campaign manager had said, he built a lot of those businesses on the backs of small businesses and working people. So we knew that. We knew he'd stiffed contractors. We knew he'd refused to pay taxes. We knew that he had been really unwilling to support his workers in every place he'd ever done business. We knew all that, but we couldn't prove it because he wouldn't release his tax returns. The very first person running for president in more than 40 years who would not do that. And by the way, I'm going to work to pass a law that if you are a nominee for president, you are going to be legally required to disclose your income tax returns. So all of a sudden we get 3 pages of his returns, and what do they show? They show that he lost $1 billion. That's billion with a B. Lost $1 billion, which unfortunately, the best we can tell, under the current tax law, he was able to then avoid paying federal income